Howdy, howdy. And it is time to breathe again on the latest Breath of Fresh Air Shorty on YouTube. Happy Monday to everybody, and I am your host, Charles Taylor. So, for today, we have a pretty good topic, pretty interesting topic. Well, all the topics we discuss on this show are interesting, aren't they? I know you guys agree. But this topic is about what happened over the weekend with the Brooklyn Nets. So, as you might have heard, the Nets decided to mutually part ways with head coach Kevin Atkinson. That's just a fancy way of saying he was fired. Now, the timing of this move seems fishy, and this move in and of itself smells really, really fishy. I mean, like rank, hot, steamy garbage fishy. Because for a head coach in Kenny Atkinson, I mean, if I said Kevin, I'm sorry, I meant Kenny Atkinson. For a head coach like Kenny Atkinson to get fired at this point of the season where the team is in the playoff race, as I think they sit in the seventh spot in the Eastern Conference right now, and they made the playoffs last season. For him to get ran out at this time of the season when you have the playoffs less than a month away just seems really, really weird to me. Now, I'm going to preface what I just said by saying this about the NBA as a league in general. This is one of the more player friendly leagues we have in the world of sports. And the players have a lot of power, particularly if they are superstar players. So I say that because you have two star players on the Brooklyn Nets, and the crazy thing about it is neither one of them are playing right now. You have Kevin Durant, who is recovering from a Achilles tendon injury he suffered in Game 5 of the NBA Finals against the Toronto Raptors, of course, when he was a member of the Golden State Warriors. And you have Kyrie Irving, who has played himself only in 20 games, 20 or so games, and he's out for the rest of the year, recovering from shoulder surgery. Now, we know with these two players, they are both very, very skilled offensive players. And that's why I'm going to give them. They're very skilled offensive players. I don't think there's a whole bunch else they do all that well. A lot of people want to put Kevin Durant in the best player in the world category. I don't think he's that, especially when he really just scores the basketball well. He's an okay help defender. Every now and again, he can get rebounds. He's not a good assist guy. So when you have those things going for you, I don't see how you can put a guy in the top player in the world category. Well, I do, because everybody thinks scoring is the glamour stat. That's all everybody worries about, is how they can score the basketball. And that is one thing Kevin Durant can do, is score the basketball. And the same with Kyrie Irving. He can score the basketball, but he's not that great of a rebounder, not that great of an assist guy, and his defense is definitely something that could be left to be desired. He might be a notch above James Harden in terms of defense, maybe. But I bring those players up because they are the star players on the Brooklyn Nets, even though they haven't played a game yet. Or excuse me, a game together yet, is what I'll say. And it would not surprise me if those guys went into the front office and said, hey, I don't know if Kenny Atkinson, excuse me, yeah, Kenny Atkinson. I don't know why I keep wanting to say Kevin, but Kenny Atkinson. I can understand that those players went in there and said Atkinson is not the guy to lead us. And of course, with the players having as much power as they do in the NBA, the management is probably going to listen to them, and they're going to make a move. It's easier to let a coach go than to let players go. It's just that simple. Now, in the grand scheme of things, I don't like the move. I think Kenny Atkinson has done more than enough to keep this job and be the head coach going forward. It's pretty hard to evaluate the guy when you bring two-star players onto the team and they don't play. They haven't played. How are you going to evaluate a head coach based off of what's been going on this season when the two players you brought in as high priced free agents have not played a game together? It's ridiculous to me. I don't understand how you can go and make this move. And another thing with Kenny Atkinson, this man has done more with less than maybe any other coach in the league right now. He had this team in the playoffs last year as the sixth seed. Yeah, the sixth seed. Uh, and they gave the Philly 76ers hell before they ended up going out in 5 games. I know that series was 4 games to 1 in favor of Philly, but if you watch that series, that was a highly contentious series. But they had grinders on that team, and they still have some of those grinders on that team. From Spencer Dinwiddie, Carlos Levert, Joe Harris, who won the 3-point shootout last season, and D'Angelo Russell, who of course is on the Minnesota Timberwolves now, but he was on the Nets last year and played at an all-star level. The Nets scrapped and clawed and were able to get into the playoffs last year. They're in position to get into the playoffs this year, and I think that has a lot to do with the leadership of Kenny Atkinson coming in and getting messed basically as far as when he became the head coach a few years ago, and helping to mold these players and develop them and taking advantage of their scrappiness and their hunger, and they combine to have a very good team, or a team that isn't going to give you anything easy. They scrap, they claw, and they fight for everything they have. Then they decided they wanted to go and get these two high priced players, knowing, hey, Kevin Durant is probably going to sit out for a year, and then you don't know what you're going to get in Kyrie Irving. But about those two players, I talked about what they can do on the court. The main thing also is you brought these guys in here to lead you to a title. Are you sure these two dudes can lead you to a title? I've seen nothing to say they can. When they were in leadership roles, they failed. It's just plain and simple. They failed. They weren't that good. Kevin Durant was in a leadership role with the Oklahoma City Thunder. Couldn't get them over the hump. Had a 3 games, you know the story, had a 3 games to 1 lead over the Golden State Warriors in the Western Conference Finals in 2016. The Warriors came back, and what did Kevin Durant do? He ran and joined the Warriors, the team that he couldn't beat. So no, he doesn't have to be the leader on that team. He can come in there and just do what he does, which is score. You have Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green on the team. You don't really have to lead. You can just go in there and just do what you do, which is score. Kyrie Irving, we know his story too. Played with LeBron James those years in Cleveland. They got a title. He got fed up with playing with LeBron James. So now he got traded to the Boston Celtics. Cancer to that team. He poisoned that team with his leadership style. And there was a lot of players who really weren't happy with their roles. And when Kyrie Irving decided to come back, and remember, Boston was in the Eastern Conference Finals without Kyrie Irving for the most part, because he got hurt, gone for the year, just like he is this year. And they were fine. They made it work, and they came within a victory of going to the NBA Finals. And now this year they're doing all right in terms of chemistry without Kyrie Irving there. And even with the Nets this year, they seem to be playing better as a unit without Kyrie Irving in the lineup. So, do you really think these two dudes are going to be the leaders to get you to where you want to go in terms of winning an NBA Finals? I don't think so. I haven't seen anything that would make me think otherwise. And another thing, these two dudes are very, very sensitive. So they might melt under that New York City spotlight as it is. Very sensitive. They want to fight back. They want to try to clap back at everybody who has something negative to say about them. I just don't think they're the dudes to do it. But as far as Kenny Atkinson goes, getting back to him, very, very bad move in my opinion by the Nets. Maybe it'll work out later on, but right now I just think it's just a weird move, fishy move, and a bad move. Well, that's what I'm breathing on for today. Y'all make sure y'all check out this Shortie and other Shorties and webcasts on the Breath of Fresh Air YouTube channel. And while you're there, smash that subscribe button. Also, keep the lights coming on the Breath of Fresh Air Facebook page. We We appreciate all the love we have gotten, and we hope to receive some more in the near future. Leave your comments, and we will get back to you. Good, bad, or indifferent, we will get back to you. And we're all about the debates, and we're all about the conversations. So let us know what you think, and we can have the conversation about it. Until then, happy Monday. Everybody take care, and we will talk to you later on this week.